Hey there guys, it's Cyber Ultra here. Today I want to do a quick video talking about the brand new Splatoon 3 trailer which just released today, giving us a release date of September 9th for the game. So before we get into it, I just wanted to say that Nintendo has really been releasing a lot of trailers this week. We got a trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, we got a trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and now we have a gameplay showcase for Splatoon 3 which also gave its release date. So in terms of the Splatoon 3 gameplay showcase, a lot of people have been kind of talking about whether or not the game changes enough from the last one. So today I want to make a video where I talked about if Splatoon 3 changes enough or not. So in the trailer, we got shown plenty of new weapons and also special weapons and sub-weapons, so we got a feel for how the game really changes from Splatoon 2, as well as the release date, which I mentioned was September 9th. We also learned that the bows are called the Stringer weapon class, so that's pretty cool, and we got to see gameplay of the Tri-Stringer, which I'm really excited for. We got the game's key art and box art, and we also get to see a bit of a showcase of how you launch into battle, which before we had only seen in like cutscene type trailers, but now we got to see actual gameplay. And also another thing I noticed was the map was actually pretty small, so Splatoon 2 actually increased the map size a lot from Splatoon 1. But this game, so far from the one map we've seen gameplay of, it seems pretty small, so that'll be an interesting change if it applies to the rest of the maps. I also wanted to mention that Octo Expansion is actually now free for Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack members, which I think is a pretty cool bonus. We've seen that they're making DLC an incentive for people to get this expansion pack, and so far all the DLC they've revealed since it came out has been available for members, but it's cool to see them go back and offer old DLC, and I hope they continue to do this with other games. It would be nice if, like, for example, since Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out, the Xenoblade 2 expansion pack, which included Torn of the Golden Country, became available for expansion pack members. Or for example, Smash Bros. DLC. If they gave access to expansion pack members I think that would definitely increase the value of the service. Now, in terms of whether or not the game changed enough, there are varying thoughts on both ends. There are a lot of those competitive players or people that just play the game a lot that have been appreciating all the changes, and they said that they see a big difference in gameplay thanks to all of the changes. But then there are also the people who play more casually that haven't really seen many changes in the gameplay. The UI is really similar to Splatoon 2, and some elements look like the exact same, like the bottom left corner with the this way and booyah. I was hoping they would allow like more customization with that to give us more options for more communication, and I'm still holding out hope for that, but so far in the gameplay it looks the exact same as it was in Splatoon 2. And the game in general has a really similar look to Splatoon 2, so I can understand why some people feel like maybe weapons and specials being new feels more like an update rather than the new game, which I've seen some people throw around. So I wanted to give my take on this and where I stand on it. So I think shooters in general don't really change everything from iteration to iteration. Like, I think a lot of people are expecting Nintendo to reinvent the wheel here with Splatoon, specifically with this new game in the series, but shooters are a case where you already have the general gameplay, and it's more so about making adjustments and making the gameplay feel fresh. So far, Splatoon 3 does exactly that. I think a fresh gameplay flow that's different from Splatoon 2 is what it's had so far, while also having the same basis. But also, we have to talk about how we haven't really seen the full game yet. What we saw was just Turf War, but the game's also going to have ranked modes, story modes, and specifically the story mode called Return of the Mammalians. We're also going to have Salmon Run, and also modes that we haven't heard about yet. So in marketing so far, we've seen a tease of the story mode and Salmon Run, as well as a feel for what Turf Wars are going to be like, but it also leaves a lot of room to see more. So we have to know that it's not necessarily going to be just what we've seen so far, because again, the game still hasn't reached that whole blowout stage which we usually reach with games. Because generally with the way Nintendo markets games, we'll get a bit of a teaser, or a few teasers, like for example, Breath of the Wild 2 got 2 teaser trailers, but we still don't even know the name of that game. So I think Splatoon 3 is still in that phase where they haven't given us the full blowout. We haven't seen everything yet. And I think summertime, also E3 time, is when we can expect that. So again, I do think people's concerns are very valid because honestly, I don't think for a lot of casual players, Nintendo has proved that the game is different enough. Because right now, for a lot of people, it really does look like Splatoon 2.5. But the important thing is, will they be able to convince people by the time the game comes out? Also, something else I thought we should keep in mind is that not everything will be in the game at launch. So we'll see the blowout, we'll see all the different things that are in the game, but Splatoon is the type of game where they give a considerable amount at launch, but generally in terms of multiplayer content, they regularly add new stuff, which keeps fans engaged and continue to play it. So with Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 1, for example, we had our launch content, but we had so much new stuff added after launch, like even a brand new ranked mode, for example, in Splatoon 2. Some people like that style, and other people really don't like that style, but ultimately it has worked twice before, and it does keep players constantly coming back, so I do expect Nintendo to continue with that approach for this game. So overall, I think a lot of people are satisfied, but Nintendo's gonna have to prove the game to be worth it to a lot more people before it launches. Again, we're still not at that blowout stage in marketing, which I expect Nintendo to blow the floodgates whenever they do have that summer Nintendo Direct. Since we don't have E3, it's probably going to be sometime in June still, I'm assuming, because I think they would have planned for an E3 Direct anyways. So even if it's not under the name of E3, I still expect to see one. So I think by then, we'll have a better feel for how the game actually plays and the new kinds of content that they have. Either way, I'm really excited and I'm already sold for the game, but they're still gonna have to convince those people that aren't yet sure if it's different enough from the second game. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know in the comments what you think about if Splatoon 3 has changed enough. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. I really appreciate all the support I get from you guys. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.